Welcome, renters. I'm Harriet. I work for an upstate New York landlord, and I'm here to help you make the most of your lease. Today's topic is tab number 5 for the ERAP application of the New York State Emergency Rental Assistance Program. But first, disclosures. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. Hopefully it's entertaining and informative, but that's about all we can promise. See the list. Great, so here we are on tab 5. You've done the first 4 tabs, and remember, you want to do this whole application in one sitting at the moment in June 2021. At the moment in June 2021, there is no way to resume a partly done application. You can restart it as many times as you need to, and anything that didn't get completed will eventually just dissolve in the cloud, right? So we are up to lease information. Please provide the following information regarding your lease. So already on the first tab, we told it that this was a month-to-month lease. If it wasn't, they would actually ask you when your lease started. So have that date handy or ask your landlord. So this is asking, when did your lease begin, or when did you or any household member begin paying rent? So in this case, we're going to say that this was July 1st of 2019. But whatever date it was, just fill it right in there. And then it asks, what is your monthly rental amount? And we're going to say that that is $1,250 a month. Then we'll keep on scrolling down. It wants to know, what type of house or apartment do you live in? There's a drop-down menu. It could be an apartment, which is basically a big building with a bunch of units. It could be a duplex, which means 2 units in the same building. It could be a single-family detached house. That is, you live in your own building and you don't have any shared walls. It could be a semi-detached or row house where you've got a bunch of buildings in a row, and it's really your building may be the entire tax lot, maybe the entire piece of real estate, but you've got a shared wall on either side with more houses down the block. It could be single room occupancy, also known as SRO. So if you are renting a room, that's what you would choose. It could be a lot rent with mobile home. And that is all of the choices. So hopefully it'll fit somewhere in there. So we're going to say this is a duplex. And then it asks, how many bedrooms are in your dwelling? So a studio is if you don't have any separate bedrooms. And if you are in a single room occupancy, that would also be the category you wish to choose. In this case, we're going to say it's a 2-bedroom. And then it wants to know if your unit is one of the following: rent controlled, Mitchell-Lama, public housing, meaning, for instance, the local housing authority owns the building and you had to go through them to get the unit there. Rent regulated, Section 8, where you're getting monies from whoever your local HUD administrator is under the Section 8 program. Other subsidy, there may be some other subsidy that goes either with your unit or with you that someone else is helping to pay your rent on an ongoing basis. And if none of these apply, then you just choose not applicable. And then it says, tell us about your leasing arrangement. Are you renting the entire unit from the owner? Are you subleasing the entire unit? Are you renting a room from the owner? Or are you renting a lot? And so sublease is where you would choose if you are renting it not from the owner, but from a property manager or from anyone else, right? So in this case, we're going to say renting the entire unit from the owner. And then as we choose that, it's going to give us all this activity to fill in for the owner. Even if you are renting from a company, it's still asking for an individual's name. So we are going to put in a fake name for this example. So this is landlord owner. And then it wants the address of the landlord, but that's not actually required. So this is landlord owner. And then it asks for the address of your landlord, but it doesn't actually require it. And as we keep on scrolling down, it also asks for the owner's email, but it doesn't actually require it. And where it says enter your email address, that is not actually your email address. That's re-entering the landlord's email address. If you get this email address filled out correctly, your landlord will receive a notification when your application is ready to upload documents. The landlord will receive that, but they can't actually click through on it. You'll still need to give your landlord the 5-character code for your application and birth date of the person that did the application so that the landlord can identify that, and when they upload all the documents they need to, they can get tied to the right case. That's important to do because if the landlord doesn't respond, then your application is never fully complete. Both the tenant side of the application and the landlord side of the application have to be done before New York State will issue any money on your behalf. And I would say especially if your building is owned by a company, go ahead and give them a quick call and figure out what they want you to put in for the owner name, okay? Email or phone is required. Aha. So you can't leave out both the email and the phone number. You've got to put something in one way or the other. But let's see if that works. Why, yes, it does. It takes us on to the 6th tab, which we will cover in the next video. I hope that this information is helpful for you and getting some help with your back rent if you owe any. We hope that this information will help you make the most of your lease. Until next time, may your home be your best nest. Take care. For the New York State, it does require you to put in the city. No, it doesn't. That's actually a little thing on my screen. And then we can hit save and see if they liked it. They did. Oh, no, they didn't. See, we're still on lease. That means we left something out. So we are putting in a pretend phone number for purposes of this example, but let's see if that works.